Okay, then we have our final house, so we're doing pretty good on time. And we're talking the 12th house. Again, a difficult house to talk about, those born between 6 and 8 a.m. The 12th house rules, and I have a picture of people in costume with their hats on, barbershop quartet, striped jackets, hat on, because they basically work behind the scenes or hide behind a role. This is what they do, very good at. So the idea of giving a son in the 12th house a costume, go out and stand, at Sahara and, intersection and wave this sign. Don't worry, you're going to be in a hot dog costume. No one's going to see you. Yeah, some of the 12th house can do that. They love putting on a disguise. They love putting on a costume. They feel very comfortable in that world. They love to feel like a minority, or they like to feel like I'm doing this, nobody else wants to do it or can do it. So they kind of specialize themselves in this area, and they definitely feel separate. Many times they like to literally function in places that people can't see what they're doing. It's called behind the veil. Being behind the veil, they do very well. So of course, counselors and therapists, excellent under this energy. Anyone that works with people who feel separate, who feel left out. Again, this is cutting across all the aspects of life, but jails and prisons and mental facilities. Those people that can have the tolerance to work with the people that are been dismissed or being belittled. They have a great capacity to line up with it. So we have a lot of nurses that come into this category as well. They align with intangibles. This is a big religion house. So if you have someone with a lot of 9th house and a lot of 12th house in their chart, you know religion has played a big part or continues to play a big part in their life. Because they very easily see things that other people don't see and grasp. So coming back to, remember the example I said of the 4th house? I said they're kind of sitting there, they hear some information coming from somewhere else, from inside, behind them, so to speak. Their empathic abilities, the 12th house has it as well, a little bit differently. It's oftentimes misdiagnosed. And so oftentimes the 12th house is considered a house of illness, a house where someone has a problem of some sort, health-wise, particularly mentally, psychologically, something you can't put your finger on and go, oh, it's your colon. No, this is like, I don't know, you're thinking differently, we're not sure why you do feel that way. So there's a kind of a lost feeling with the 12th house. But exceptionally compassionate, exceptionally. If we have a son in the 12th house, I say they don't have an immune system. They have a limited, or they have some compromise in their immune system because they're very vulnerable to outside influences. Thus, they love solitude, and they're great. If you have a son in the 12th house, you need solitude, you need quiet time, you can't handle noisy environments. Of course, the worst part of the sun in the 12th house is if you can't get your solitude in traditional ways like rest and sleep and just quiet time, you'll probably get it through a drug, through alcohol, something of that nature. So the sun in the 12th house can be a little challenging one to deal with. And I wanted to kind of close with this chart because here's a chart we're looking at with her sun, her Mercury, and Mars in the 12th house. Of course, and she started out in her 20s as a stage actress. Okay, so do you get the idea? She had a costume, makeup, she loved it. Then she became a therapist, a licensed California therapist. Made total sense, because now she's attracting people who come behind, we close the door, they tell what's going on, she's intimately working with them, showing a lot of compassion, and she doesn't talk about what she's doing, it's behind closed doors. Well, she came to Nevada, her license didn't transfer. The economy collapsed, she needed a job. So where did she go to? She went to Starbucks to get a job. And she lasted at Starbucks for 1 week. I'm hoping you understand why. If you have a 12th house sun, there's no way you can handle Starbucks because there's just rapid fire, flexibility, custom orders coming at you. No hand holding, no intimate, close, one-on-one experiences, right? We're yelling orders out, right? She found her home at a lovely upscale store we have here in the valley in the stockroom. Now they didn't put her on the floor, and she didn't ask to be in the stockroom. She goes, we'll put you in the stockroom, and you can be in the back room, and you can organize all the inventory and track the inventory. I hope you can see it behind the scenes. No, you come into this beautiful story, you never know that she's there working in the background. Of course, she said, you know, Mary, I got in there and I discovered a whole new way they could organize their stock. I did wonders for their stock, and it's the most beautiful stock room ever. But again, 12th house does very well behind the scenes, the power behind the throne. And again, on another level, actresses and actors have this energy as well. They can go on stage, but they like to be behind a mask or a role in the process.